Hello there, welcome to another episode of Q&A with myself. I'm Clément and I'm your host. Today I'm going to answer the question, how can one determine if another is trustworthy? Okay, really good question. It leads to so many great relationships and a lot of saved time, to be honest with you, because we're always looking for those trustworthy people in our lives that we can share with and feel comfortable sharing with. There's a lot of tips and maybe strategies and pointers for making sure that someone's trustworthy, but I'm going to give you the 6 most fundamental, foundational ones that I can think of. And if you focus on these and if you are aware of these, then I think you're really going to be able to forge those trustworthy relationships a lot better. So the first one is, they have integrity. What does that mean? It means they generally do what they say they're going to do, and they don't maybe make a lot of promises, because promises can be broken pretty easily. So their value is that they want to be a person who is true to their word. They don't want to let people down. They speak up when they witness something wrong, which is really valuable to have in someone that you know, in yourself. When people speak up for something they believe in, it means that they're taking a stand, and we need people to take stand in life, especially when maybe we do something that we're not proud of and our friends are there to support us and vouch for us. And they're also committed to their values and principles. So again, this is all coming from the point that I'm making about having integrity. They care enough to uphold their own morals. And I think that's a very, very foundational thing to look for. Number 2, they don't have an agenda. When you think about them, they always seem to be level-headed, composed, eager to listen and observe before talking and sharing their thoughts. They perform acts of kindness and don't publish them on social feeds or share the news with other people. You know, there's this saying, you can really tell a lot about someone by the things they do that they don't talk about. Maybe you witness your friend giving a meal to a homeless person. If they were to have a phone recording them at the same time and then publish it to social media, what would you think? You know, they're just doing it for attention, right? Number 3, they treat strangers with the same fairness, respect, and dignity that they do their friends and family. You know, again, this comes back to the previous point that I made, but just the actual action of taking care of people and being there for people that maybe they don't even know that well or at all. The way that you treat strangers is a good indicator of how you are as a person, because you don't have a connection to them. You don't have anything to prove or gain. Number 4 is the willingness to be vulnerable when it matters. People that are able to do this can share things about themselves that might damage their reputation or reveal their shortcomings, their failures. They don't do it all the time because that would be weird, but they do it when it matters, like when they realize they've made a mistake or when they've done something wrong. So always be on the lookout for someone who's willing to just kind of suck it up and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I'll do better next time. If someone's doing that all the time, that's a red flag, because maybe they're just really good at manipulating people by apologizing. Number 5, they don't apologize often. There you go. They don't apologize often because they're on point, meaning that they're usually making the right choices, so therefore they don't have to apologize. So the reason for this is they're observant, they're thoughtful, they're empathic, and therefore they can make maybe the most logical, correct choices or actions in situations where they might make a fool of themselves or someone else. Number 5, they don't apologize often. See, I knew there was some continuity to this, because they're on point. So the chances are you can't remember the last time that they apologize, because they're usually making the right choices, the right actions. And the reason is they're observant and thoughtful and empathic. They don't speak over other people. They don't have this personality where they need to be the one always with the attention, and therefore they're able to more appropriately respond to whatever life throws at them. And that's the hallmark of someone who's composed and smart and hopefully, you would imagine, trustworthy. I mean, each one of these points shouldn't be taken as like an absolute, but when you combine them together holistically, I think you've got a really good chance of finding a really trustworthy person. So that's number 5. And the last one, number 6, they have their affairs in order. So they're not really imbalanced or compromised in life when it comes to their, like, for example, finances or their relationships, the law, any kind of vices they might have, like addictions or substances. These are things to just bear in mind. I mean, it doesn't mean that, like I said, you can't take each one of these points in an absolute sense. There could be people who have imbalances in their lives, but they're very trustworthy. Good luck with that. I hope it works out. Thank you for listening to this Q&A, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.